Welcome back to Spain, to sunny, warm Valencia. Siesta time is over and it's back to work now, and going around this circuit somewhere today is a blue blur. He's a blur and the bike's a blur as well. It's a chap called Peter Wilson. He's the chief test rider and he certainly knows his stuff when it comes to tyres. And if I can catch up with him, well, there's no chance of that, is there? I'm going to wait till he comes back in and then we'll have a chat. Peter, you've been impressing us all day around the circuit, been watching you, but it's pretty obvious that you've not always just been a motorcycle tester, so give us a potted history of your biking career then.
Well, I started racing when I was younger, road racing, and raced for 11 and a half years in Canada and North America, well, a little bit in the States and whatnot, and in 95 and 96 captured the RACE Canadian Superbike Championship, 95, 96, and also Super Sport Championships the same year. Retired from racing in 97 and went into motorcycle journalism.
Well, some people would say you've got a better job than me, but you've got a much more responsible job than I have because you really need to know. So, I mean, what do? You're a tyre tester, you don't just go and do lap after lap after lap, do you?
Sometimes you have to, yeah. I mean, when we're testing to see how long a tire is going to last, and a lot of rigorous testing with stability testing, shimmy testing.
Yeah. So do you have little sort of routines that you do? I mean, do you do crazy things on the bike? Like,
I wouldn't call it crazy.
No, not crazy things, but what I'm saying is, do you have to put the bike into situations that it may not normally get into? What sort of things do you do then?
Well, for instance, I mean, whatever the bike will do flat out, we have to do, and then raise ourselves up out of the seat, and please nobody try this, but
yeah. And
then shake the bars to see if it'll induce any weave or anything like that. So unfortunately, some of those bikes, that means like 185 miles an hour when you're lifting yourself up off the seat.
Wow.
So that's pretty quick. And
that is.
We do shimmy tests where we will go up to about 60, 70 miles an hour, sit up, release the bars, and if they go into a tank slapper, we basically ride it out to see what speed they come in and come out at. And
that's pretty hairy stuff, that, isn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't on the job description.
I bet it wasn't, yeah. This is kitted out though, isn't it? You've got quite a bit of logging equipment on this, so besides your input, there's a lot of technical...
Yeah, that makes sure that I tell them the truth.
Yeah, so that knows if you're lying.
That's right, or if I'm getting tired.
But you know what, Peter McNally, tyre designer, I was chatting with Peter before, and he was saying, basically, what you say goes. Yeah. And that's a tremendous responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of weight on my shoulders today.
It is a lot of weight on your shoulders, yeah.
I'm kind of relieved that it's coming out the way it is.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, do you miss racing?
My parents are going to get all worried now, so is my fiance, but
they're going to say, you do?
At times I do. I mean, it's the adrenaline rush and I think the tension before the racing that I miss.
Right.
You know, that's the biggest thing that I miss, because I get to ride quick all the time. So
that's right. Well, you have to ride quick all the time, don't you?
Yeah, so I mean, that side of things. So, well, I mean, saying that, we don't just, I mean, I do lots of miles on the road as well. Yeah. With the tyres to make sure that they're yeah,
because it's not all about, a lot of people who buy these things and ride these bikes never go on a track, do they?
Absolutely. Yeah. So they have to, I mean, that's what they have to fit. They have to do everything.
Right. And do you think they've got it right this time?
Absolutely.
Well, that's the opinion of their chief test rider, but what did some of the other journalists think about this new range?
Well, the sports touring tyres, very impressive for its type. Performing well above its category, and there's real sporting potential in it. There's grip levels beyond what anyone would expect from it. Plus, you've still got the bonus of long life. The sports tyre, again, is beyond expectations. You can do things on that bike that you wouldn't expect to, and on all the bikes here. Provides very good feedback session after session. Didn't fade. Can't wait for the race version.
I don't know, they're just really good tyres, a lot more than I expected from especially the sport touring tyre. And the CBR 600, it's enough for a track day for most people. And the sport tyre, it'll do the mileage, you could ride down here, have a track day, go home again.
It's been a great day and quite surprising really. The tyres are They're not ultimately the most grippy track day tyres that you'll get, but they're as good as any road rider with a road bike is going to need. I haven't been on a bike today that I needed to get more grip from.
Now, if like me, you're a motorcycle rider, you probably hate being a pillion rider. I hate riding pillion because I never know what the rider's going to do. There aren't many people that I would trust to take me as a pillion rider, but one man I will trust, which is why we've come over here. We're on the infield now, which is a not quite as fast a circuit, but it's very tight, very twisting, very technical. Wish me luck, because I'm going on the back with the chief road tester, Peter Wilson. I'll see you in a little while, I hope. Well, that was truly awesome. There's not many people I'd get on a bike and let them do that with. One or two, yes, but not very many. But that was a tremendous ride. And now I know why I've not been going around so fast, because I've seen parts of the circuit there that I'd never seen before, and realise then, don't you, when you go around with someone proper, that you've been taking completely the wrong line, and there's bits of corners that I didn't know existed. Anyway, that's another story. That's it from here in sunny Valencia, sunny Espanyol. I think the tyres are smashing along with everyone else. We've had a smashing weekend, it's been really good, the weather is beautiful, and that's been my favourite bit. But just to prove that we don't always get to sunny places, next week we're back in cold, soggy, damp Blighty.